this year as last year. The opening tip is next.
If you want to make your
John, in our Star Watch today, we have the second and sixth leading scorers in the Big East.
It's going to be a big-time battle between these two guys. Deontay Vaughn, he is a tough guard. He can really go to the basket. He's strong. He gets in the paint, knocks down a three-pointer. And Brian Lang, he's been doing it all year for Seton Hall. He can stroke the basketball, also rebounding, one of the top scorers in the conference.
And joining Vaughn in that starting lineup for Cincinnati will be freshman Rashad Bishop. He's been in the thick of things down the stretch. 2 weeks ago, his three-pointer with 22 seconds left, knocked off 17th ranked Villanova. Last year, he played for St. Benedict's Prep right here in Newark, so it's a homecoming for him. And for the Pirates, senior Jamar Nutter scored his 1,000th career point in Thursday's win at Providence, was honored for that before the game, and he is 6th in the Big East in three-point shooting percentage. We have a pair of second-year head coaches going at it today. For the Cincinnati Bearcats, Mick Cronin, Cincinnati graduate, Cincinnati native, coached for 3 years at Murray State, now in his second year with the Bearcats and trying to turn this program around. They have 4 conference wins this year. That's 2 more than they had all of last year. And Seton Hall also guided by a second-year head coach, Bobby Gonzalez, who spent the 7 previous seasons as the head coach at Manhattan. I chatted with Bobby yesterday and I said, how high do you think you guys can finish when you look at how all these teams are clustered together in the Big East? He said, oh, I don't want to go there yet. He said, we just want to be one of the top 12. We want to get to Madison Square Garden. We're worried about the Cincinnati Bearcats. Then we'll worry about Rutgers after that. We're not worried about where we're going to finish just yet.
Especially when you're a young coach. You want to take it one game at a time. And obviously, Coach Gonzalez wants to get to that Big East tournament. He's a great interview. I mean, a bundle of energy. Loves to coach the game of basketball. And he's just having a great time coaching Seton Hall.
Do you think he takes a caffeine injection while he's sleeping, or he just wakes up wired like that?
I think he just wakes up.
There's a look at the Pirates, who are 9-2 in their brand new home, the Prudential Center, which is only 4 miles from their South Orange campus. They love the switch here. Our officials today, the veteran Bob Donato, the lead official, with Bill Laubenstein and Tim Clockerty. He'll toss it up between John Williamson, number 45 for Cincinnati, and jumping center for the Pirates will be number 14, Brian Lang. It should be interesting, John, to see how Cincinnati takes care of the ball. Seton Hall is 8th in the country in steals, and the Bearcats are dead last in the Big East in turnover margin.
Yeah, they really turn you over. They try to get up in your face, and they try to trap you. They try to press you and get out in transition. That's why they're scoring so many points, because they force turnovers.
This is 22 Bishop, the freshman, who makes his home in nearby Passaic. Vaughn is guarded initially by Nutter. Bishop down low to Horitzonyuk, the senior from Poland. 33 Jamal Warren, the foul line. Now the shot clock's at 10. Horitzonyuk sets the high screen. Vaughn had 8 threes in the loss to UConn the other night. Misses his first shot. Rebound knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Bearcats.
And in this matchup right here, you're going to want to have to control Vaughn. He's a big-time scorer. He's strong. He gets in the paint. If you can slow him down, you may be able to slow down the Bearcats.
Walking the ball up the floor, Eugene Harvey, who, like Rashad Bishop of Cincinnati, played scholastically right here in Newark at St. Benedict's Prep. Harvey spent his whole high school career there. Bishop just 1 year. Lang with the jumper over Williamson. Air ball. Rebound inside John Garcia, but he's called for the travel.
Garcia getting on his pony right there, moving, shuffling the feet. Slow down, big fella, but he's been playing well. Been the healthiest he's been in about 3 years. Garcia.
Last year, he missed the first 16 games with a knee injury. 2 years ago, missed the last 25 with that same injury and was a medical redshirt. Bishop defended by Lang. Now picked up by Harvey. Pirates in a matchup zone this time down the floor. To the cutter, Bishop with the left hand.
And that's just a nice look right there. Distributing the basketball, getting them on the board early.
One of the big tests today for Cincinnati, John, will be to see how a young team responds from a devastating loss the other night to UConn.
Oh, yeah, that was a big-time loss, especially they had that game right there. They lose at the buzzer.
The lane, Hazel. Rebound pulled down by Bishop, who will run the floor himself. Poked away from behind by Hazel. Vaughn, right side jumper.
And if he gets going, it could be a long night for Seton Hall. Here's a guy who can really fill it up. He can put the ball in the basket. And I think Cincinnati wants to be careful. You don't want to get into a track meet with Seton Hall, running up and down the floor.
Nutter from behind the Lang screen. Spins, shoots over Vaughn, and Garcia with the offensive rebound. Lang will put it on the floor and leave for Nutter. Now back out top to Harvey to restart the offense. Garcia sets the high screen, rolls to the hoop, gets the pass, up and over Haritzanya. Rebound in the lane, pulled down by Warren.
And that was a nice look inside by Harvey right there. Garcia didn't finish.
Inside Haritzanya, who fouled out, played only 21 minutes against UConn Wednesday. The left side jumper by Vaughn, no good. So far, Johnny's gotten some good looks.
Yeah, wide open looks. Wide open looks. And he's the type of guy, you don't want to leave him too many open shots, because if he gets going, look out.
4-on-2 Cincinnati break. Williamson finishes, and Bobby Gonzalez does not like what he sees. He calls timeout, and he immediately is going to go to his bench and make a couple substitutions.
And we talked about Seton Hall getting out in transition, but right now you see Cincinnati, the team getting out in transition and scoring buckets. 6-0 on the road. Good start for Mike Cronin's team.
There's a look at Cincinnati, and Lang was stripped at one end, and it resulted in a 4-on-2 break at the other.
You see him right here with the strip and then pushing the basketball. Cincinnati pushing it really quickly. Seton Hall guys kind of jogging back. Have to get back in transition, especially when you turn the ball over on the other end.
Cincinnati has struggled big time on the road. They did come up with a tremendous win at Louisville on New Year's Day, but that's the only Big East road win so far in a season and a half under Mick Cronin.
And it's a tough job to go on the road and get victories in the Big East. Just a tremendous conference. A lot of teams playing in great arenas with great student bodies. You gotta get the wins at home, because when you go on the road, it could be tough.
Overall, Cincinnati 1-6 on the road this year. This is Lang out of the Pirates timeout. So far, Seton Hall 0 for 4 from the floor. They lead the Big East in scoring with 82 per game. Shot clock inside 10. Harvey draws the double team and sets up Larry Davis, and the rebound pulled down by Bishop.
And one thing about Cincinnati, they're not a great offensive team, but they're pretty stingy on the defensive end, as you see right there. Warren with the floater in the lane.
It is an 8-0 Cincinnati run to begin the ball game. Pirates have yet to get the wake-up call, this noontime start on a Sunday.
And Cincinnati, they've been playing well this year. They've beaten a lot of teams. We talked about it earlier. Beaten Syracuse, they've beaten Villanova, beat Pitt, 2 top 25 teams.
Reach-in foul on Bishop, the first of the game. Marcus Sykes comes in for Cincinnati, replacing Williamson. Sykes had a wide-open jumper from the corner with 1 second left against UConn. It did not drop. The Bearcats lost a 1-point heartbreaker. They led by 12 with 6 minutes left. Another steal. It's Vaughn. 2-on-3, and he'll wait for help. Warren shooting from the perimeter is not his strength, and as he drives to the hole, he's raked across the face by Mike Davis.
And Warren's a quick, strong point guard out of Springfield, Mass. You see him getting to the lane right there, drawing the contact. I mean, Seton Hall has to take care of the basketball if they want to stay in this game. They could get blown out the building if they don't turn things around.
First foul on Davis, and there's a look at Warren, and he has really struggled from the free throw line, shooting just 30.8% for the season.
And a lot of times that's mental. You know, I know from playing in the Big East, you know, I was always a pretty good shooter, but if you start off the year missing free throws, it can kind of just keep going most of the year. A lot of guys, bad free throw shooters, are good three-point shooters, are good perimeter shooters.
Cincinnati missed 3 of 4 free throws down the stretch the other night against UConn and lost the game by 1. Nutter, catch and fire.
And Nutter has to get going. He's a guy who can score the basketball. Sometimes he has lapses. He can go out there and get you 20 points and then disappear for 2 or 3 games, but he can really fill it up if he gets it going.
That is his 188th career 3, 5th most in Seton Hall history. He jumped 2 spots ahead of Arturas Karnisovas and Shaheen Holloway on the all-time list on Thursday night at Providence when he made 4.
And those are some big-time names. I played against those guys. Shaheen Holloway, one of the best to ever do it at